Yo, what's up, guys? It's your boy Kool-Aid Man 100X, and this video is sponsored by.
We love the internet, but the internet is tracking everything you do. Take control of your online privacy with IPVanish. People with malicious intent are everywhere, watching you. Criminals can hack your Wi-Fi, while broadband providers and advertisers monitor your data. With IPVanish on your device, your internet activity is encrypted. No one can see what you're doing. Your location, your connection, completely hidden. Protect your internet privacy today with IPVanish.
Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure.
Yo, what's up, guys? It's your boy Kool-Aid Man 100X. Welcome back to another NBA 2K21 video. Now, I'm going to be doing a little brief right now. We're going to be going over a full guide on how to use these standing dunk animations under the rim. Now, I've been getting a lot of comments on my last two videos. Thank you for the support of those two videos on how to use the right stick to dunk and the best control settings to dunk under the rim. Now, I've been getting a lot of comments saying they couldn't do it. And I've been looking a little bit more in depth with this. So it's going to be kind of a lengthy video. We're going to be going over the controls, the players, the height, even down to the stats on how to do these dunk animations. So this video is going to be all in one for you guys, and I'm going to be going over the controls and everything too. So make sure you follow the controls and follow along and all that stuff as well. Now, the problem is that a lot of people can't do the dunk animations under the rim. Now, they've been having updates about this, but I've finally got it down to where it's going to be positive for you to do it with these certain players. Now, the key thing is I've been looking through here and finding out that it is different type of heights and stats that you do with the players. Now, what we're going to be doing here, we're going to be breaking down each player that we're going to be using in this examination. Now, in order to do the dunk animations under there, is all key with height, standing dunk, and driving dunk ratings. Now, what I want you to understand is this including the height, which really matters to do these animations in this type of briefing. Now, to understand this type of briefing is that we want to be able to do the dunk animation within height. So the first thing we have to do is work on our controls. And the next thing we have to do is find out what the height of the player is and also the dunk ratings. Now, the standing dunk rating and the driving dunk rating does not matter. It's really solely into the height of the player. So, and the control on how to do it. So the first thing we want to do is set our controls. Then the second thing we're going to do is find out the height to make us do these animations. And the third thing is the ratings of the players that I'm going to be using to figure this out as well. So the first thing we're going to be looking into is the controls. What do we have to set? So let's look into that first before we get more deep dive in how to do these animations. Okay, guys, so now we're going to be going to our controller settings. So I hear a lot of people that have not set their controller settings, and I'm thinking that's mainly the problem on how now to do these animations. Now, I see a lot of people use camera relative, but I use absolute, so I think these would be the perfect settings to use for the under the rim dunk animation for you to actually pull this off. So make sure you pay attention to setting up the control settings first before we get into the deep dive of things. So what you want to do is go to options and you want to go to your control settings. And this is for your my player build as well as your my team as well. So you can do this for both ways, just to let you know as well. So what you want to go down to is your pro stick function. Your pro stick function should be on default. Now, I know a lot of people play on different ones in dribble moves, but I think the best one is going to be default or dribble moves. Now, dribble moves, you won't be able to do the animation correctly, so I wouldn't recommend using dribble moves unless you're a dribbler and you're using the square button to shoot only. Now, for the pro stick function on default, you'll be able to use the square button to shoot and the right analog stick to shoot as well, and also dribble as well. So you'll be able to use both function of the square and the right stick to shoot and dribble at the same time. So I do recommend putting on pro stick function default first, so you'll be able to do the animations under the rim. Now the second one is pro stick orientation. Now I know a lot of people play this. They used to play on camera regular, but I think absolute is the best one to use because it's function of going up and down, left and right. So I do recommend putting your pro stick orientation on absolute. Now, off ball, this is up to you if you like playing on camera relative or absolute. So I do play on absolute on defense as well, just to give you a good orientation. So I just like having these both so they'll have the same type of pro stick orientation for both ones, off ball and on ball. So this will actually help you do the animation a little bit more better. So make sure these three are set to default, absolute, and absolute. These are the three functions that you only have to worry about to do these animations under the rim. Now that we have the controls set, now we're going to be getting into a deep dive of the difference between a standing dunk and a driving dunk with the controls that you can watch me do it, freehand as well. So let's get into that now. Okay guys, now that we have the controls set up for our player to do the animation for the standing dunk animation, now we're going to be going over a little brief on how to know the difference between standing dunk and driving dunk. I'm going to be doing a perfect example of freehand on how to do the standing dunk and also the driving dunk separately with both controllers, which would be for PlayStation and Xbox. It's to give you a little insight on what you're doing inside the key so you'll know which one is which and see what animation will click on first for the player that you have, either for my player or my team player, which is above the 6-foot apparatus. So what we're going to be doing first, before I break down into the players on height and all that other stuff, we're going to be getting the difference between standing dunk and driving dunk, and I'm going to show you a freehand with that as well. So let's get into it. Okay guys, now we have a controller set up for you guys, which I'll be doing freehand on the difference between a driving dunk and a standing dunk, which will show the controllers on the left hand side, which will be from PlayStation and Xbox. What we're going to be focusing on is the driving dunk aspect of things, because a lot of people don't know, so I'm going to give you a brief synopsis on how that is. Which we're going to be doing a driving dunk, so pay attention to the controllers to the left hand side. The first thing we're going to be pressing is R2 or right trigger on the Xbox and PlayStation side, and driving with the right stick up or down for those type of dunk animations. So what we're going to be doing is driving to the rim, holding R2 and pressing the right stick. That is called a driving dunk animation. So you'll know the difference between when you're driving a dunk, and you'll know the difference between that as well. So anytime you press the right stick up, you'll be able to drive with that right stick. So running forward, driving dunk, very simple and easy to do. Just hold the right stick up and hold R2 at the same time when you're driving inside the key. This is very easy to do for driving dunk animations. Not that hard to do, very simple. Pay attention to the controllers on the left hand side, and you will definitely be able to do this animation very simple and easy. So yeah, this is all you have to do. Now that we got that down packed, we're going to be going over how to do a standing dunk animation inside the key with the right stick and R2 as well. So let's get into that so we'll know the difference between a driving dunk and a standing dunk. Now that we got the difference between what a driving dunk is, now we're going to go into what a standing dunk is for the animation. Okay guys, now we're going to be going over the standing dunk animation with the right stick and using R2 with the controllers on the left hand side that you can follow between PlayStation and Xbox. So follow along. So the first thing we're going to be doing is holding R2 and pressing the right stick up or down in your instance. Now, for this animation, you're going to be inside the key. Now, this is going to be kind of easy to do because you have to go inside the key to pull these animation off. Now, I'm going to be going a little bit more in depth after we get these down packed first, so you'll know the difference. Now, when you're inside the key, you want to hold R2 or right trigger and flick the right stick up or down with Xbox or PlayStation controls. So, I'm going to be doing this freehand for you guys to follow along, so make sure you do. So what you want to do is hold R2 or right trigger and flick the right stick up inside the key. So you'll be able to do these animations any type of way you want. You can either press the left stick any other direction and it will do it. You can press the right stick, to the right or the left animation. So you have to be inside the key to pull these animations off. So you want to hold the right stick up or the right stick down to pull off certain animations, layups, or any type of animation that you'll get around your defender. So if you want to do layups, you press left or right for the right stick, and press up for the dunk animations or down for the dunk animations. So he do 2 different type of dunk animation depending on what package you choose. So I recommend, if you're inside the key, just hold R2 and press the right stick up. Let me reiterate that is, you go inside of the key, hold R2 and press the right stick up. And for Xbox users, you press the right trigger and hold the right stick up to do the dunk animations. That's very simple and easy to do for these controls. Now that we have the difference between which one is which is one is a standing dunk and a driving dunk. Now we're going to go over the difference between some players was having difficulties not pulling off these animations. Now that you have the control settings and you have the difference between which one is which. Now we're going to be going into a briefing on making this animation automatic with your my player, my team, or players that you use for regular type of gameplay. So let's look into that now for a deep dive in that. Okay guys, now we're going to be going over the height and rating on which these animations can be able to kick in with certain heights of the players and ratings of the players. Now I really did a deep dive on a couple of players that I found in the NBA with NBA stats that'll definitely help you understand where your my player and my career for your my team as well, for the players that you use, depending on their height and their rating, that you'll be able to do these standing dunk animations. So I'm going to be going through each player that I found, which is the first one is going to be from the Utah Jazz, Donovan Mitchell, and from the Grizzlies, Josh Morant, and from the Bulls, Zach LaVine, and from the Heat, Jimmy Butler, and from the 76ers, the Bucks, Giannis. I don't know how to say his last name, but Giannis. Yeah, I keep saying Giannis, but Giannis. Which will all be the examples on doing this animation inside the key for each players. So this will give you an output of your my player, that the heights and requirements you have to be able to do these animations inside of the key. So I showed you the way to do it with the controls. I will be going through each player with these heights and have a little, caption or something to explain each player height and rating, and also their driving dunk and standing dunk ratings as well, so that you can take this type of data and put it to your my player, and you'll be able to pull off these animations to do these animations inside the key, and you'll know the difference between this as well. So we're going to be going through all these players, and just sit back and relax and let's do this. Okay guys, now we're going to be going over different players. Now we're going to be starting off with Donovan Mitchell from the Utah Jazz. He's 6 foot with a standing dunk of 50 and a driving dunk of 92. Now remember how I taught you can go back and rewind back the video, and you can see how to do the standing layups. Now we're going to see the difference between heights with this. So as I try to do it here with Mitchell, he automatically does layups. So that means 6 foot is not going to be the way to do this. Gotta be a little bit more taller to do this animation. Now, even with the ratings of his driving dunk being high, he's still not going to be able to do standing dunks. It's impossible for him because he's a little bit too short, and I'm inside the key and I'm holding the right stick up, and he's still not doing the animation. So we're going to move on to the next person. Alright guys, now we're going to be moving over to John Morant from the Memphis Grizzlies. He is a height of 6'3" with a standing dunk of 25 and a driving dunk of 94. Now we're going to try to do standing animation with this height with John Morant. See what happens. So now as you can see, he's using layup animations. He's not going to be able to do any standing dunks here at 6'3". So 6'3" is not the capable height to be able to do these animations. So as you can see here, he's not going to be able to do them at all. So he's just pretty much doing layup animations. He's inside the key. I'm even getting closer. And he's not doing any standing dunk animations with John Morant at 6'3". So let's move on. Alright guys, now we move to Zach LaVine from Chicago Bulls. He coming at a height of 6'5", standing dunk 60, and a driving dunk 95. So we're going to try to do standing dunk animation with Zach LaVine and see what happens. So as you can see here, he pulls off the standing dunk animation. So 6'5" will be a key to use. inside the key, so you can definitely look at that as well. But this may vary because he does have long arms too as well, so you have to take that into account as well. So 6'5" would probably be a key too here as well, as you can see pulling off layup animations. So it actually varies with longer arms too as well. So, but 6'5" I think is a key height for them, so yeah, definitely look into that. So 6'5" will be the key animation to use. So let's move on to the next player. All right, guys, now we have Jimmy Butler from the Miami Heat coming at the height of 6'7". Standing dunk is 40. Driving dunk is 80. So let's see when animation pop up for Jimmy Butler at the height of 6'7". So as you can see here, he's pulling off standardized standing dunk animations inside the key. So this will be great for you. So you have to be inside the key. So pretty much long arms and 6'7" will be the height to do this as well. Rating does not matter. Just have above 50 or 30%. So it just pretty much all comes down to height to do standing dunk animation. So as you can see here, he does do the driving layup. So if inside the key, he definitely pulls off the animations that you can see here. So let's move on to our last guy, final and last guy to end this player pickups. So yeah, let's move on. All right, guys, and our last and final guy, Milwaukee Bucks, Giannis, coming at the height of 6'11". Standing dunk is 85, and driving dunk is 91. So we're going to try to see what animation pop up for Giannis. I'm sorry, I keep saying Giannis. Right stick up, and he does do animations easy as pie. So I did hear somebody in the comments saying my 6'11" guy does not work. Make sure you rewind the video back and see how to do standing animation dunks with your 6'11" character. But it seems like to me he does these animations very easy. Right stick up, hold R2, and he does it flawlessly. So yeah, Giannis is pretty good. So this pretty much sums up all my details on how to use this pretty easy. So let's go to the briefing end video. Alright, guys, where I actually showed you the full breakdown on how to do standing dunk animations. I hope you enjoyed the video. Pretty much self-explanatory on how to use these standing dunk animations. I pretty much went through all the players, all the hype for you guys. Even got the 2 previous videos you can go back watch and learn how to use the right stick a little bit more thoroughly. And yeah, so I hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. I did a lot of work on this, so y'all can see the editing is fantastic. So yeah, man, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. If you want to hit any of the affiliate links, that will be in the description below as well. If you want to hit me up on my social media links, that will be in the description as well. Also, if you want to watch any of the previous videos, hit the eye in the upper right hand corner or check the channel out or whatever. If you want to support me in the channel, you can donate to as well if you want to for these long videos I'll be making for you guys. So yeah, all right, guys, I hope y'all enjoyed it. I'm out of here, guys. Deuces.